Imagine diving into a prehistoric world where enormous and mysterious creatures lurked deep in rivers and lakes. A place where the air is thick with humidity. Insects the size of your hand buzz past your ears, and the still waters below conceal something ancient, something patient, something hungry. One false move, one ripple in the wrong direction, and you'd be dragged below in seconds. Now imagine that, millions of years later, we uncover their remains. Not as scattered, broken bones, battered by time, but as if they were frozen in the exact moment of their extinction. A graveyard locked in stone, a mystery written in mud. What really happened in that instant? What wiped them out all at once? In the depths of time, around 230 million years ago, the Earth was an untamed and unpredictable place. It was the Triassic period, a time of great transition. The supercontinent Pangaea stretched from pole to pole, and violent monsoons carved their way across vast desert interiors. Life, still reeling from the greatest mass extinction in history, the Permian extinction, was clawing its way back in strange and spectacular forms. Dinosaurs were only just beginning to make their mark. Instead, the waterways belonged to creatures that today seem almost impossible: massive amphibians, armored fish, crocodile-like reptiles. Among them, one predator ruled the lakes and rivers of what is now North America: the Buettnererpeton bakeri. This creature was no mere salamander. Imagine an amphibian the size of a modern alligator, thick, squat, and lurking just beneath the surface. With its broad, flat head, powerful limbs, and rows of backward curving teeth, Buettnererpeton was a silent stalker of ancient ponds and floodplains. Anything that moved, fish, smaller amphibians, perhaps even early reptiles, could vanish into its cavernous jaws. It belonged to a group called metaposaurids, which were among the dominant freshwater predators of their time. Unlike modern amphibians, these were not delicate creatures hiding under leaves. They were apex hunters in their ecosystems, more akin to crocodiles than to frogs. But despite its fearsome presence, Buettnererpeton had remained mostly a mystery. Until now. In a rocky outcrop in Wyoming, a site known as Knobby Knob, paleontologists uncovered something extraordinary: a fossil bed containing dozens of Buettnererpeton skeletons. Not broken fragments, but articulated bones. Skeletons that told a story frozen in stone. For the first time, we weren't just looking at isolated pieces, we were looking at a moment in time. This wasn't a gradual accumulation over centuries. These animals died together, in the same place, at the same time. And the question that immediately seized the researchers: why? The preservation itself offered clues. The fossils were embedded in fine-grained sediment, typical of calm, low-energy aquatic environments. There were no signs of violent currents, no evidence that the bones had been swept in from elsewhere. Whatever killed them there. One theory points to a mass die-off, an environmental disaster like a toxic algal bloom, which can suddenly poison a lake's waters. These blooms can be triggered by excess nutrients, often after flooding or drought. In modern times, such events have wiped out fish populations in days. Could the same have happened millions of years ago? Another possibility is drought. If these creatures relied on seasonal breeding grounds, shallow floodplains and lakes, they may have gathered in large numbers to reproduce. A sudden drying of the habitat would leave them stranded, exposed to heat, disease, and starvation. There's also the chilling idea that this fossil site was once a breeding colony, a gathering place for Buettnererpeton of various ages and sizes. Such congregations, while biologically important, also create vulnerabilities. One unexpected disaster could wipe out an entire generation. The unique fossil preservation even revealed details rarely seen before. Scientists found toothy plates still embedded in what would have been the soft tissue of the mouth, structures possibly used to grip and shred slippery prey. They also noticed that the calcium carbonate, usually present in fossil shells, had dissolved post-burial, leaving behind impressions in the stone where the outer layers once were. These subtle details tell us not just about how these animals lived, but how they died and fossilized. What other secrets lie buried just beneath our feet? The discovery at Knobby Knob is more than just a window into the past. It's a glimpse into a forgotten world where death came swiftly and mysteriously. And Buettnererpeton, once a king of the Triassic waters, now rests in silence, its bones whispering questions we've only begun to ask. But perhaps the most important question isn't what killed them, it's what we might discover next. Because if one forgotten floodplain in Wyoming can reveal such a dramatic chapter of life's history, who knows what other ancient stories are still locked in stone, waiting to be uncovered by the curious hands of future explorers. One day, another graveyard of monsters may rise from the dirt, and when it does, the world will once again be reminded that extinction is sudden, brutal, and often unexplained.